I'm back with another triggering topic. Today, I want to talk about Summer Walker, vetting men improperly, and the connection of that to the abuse or femicide of the black woman. And please, before you comment telling me not to victim blame, which I never would do, please hear me out first. Quick disclaimer. This video is filled with my thoughts and my thoughts alone. Everything is all alleged and nothing is factual. I don't know any of these people personally. This is a commentary channel, and I do use clips as part of my critical review and with fair use guidelines. Now, with that being said, let's talk Summer Walker. Summer Walker, in my opinion, is a problem. And also, it's very problematic the many black women and black girls that look up to her, respectfully, romanticizing things that should never be romanticized. First of all, Summer Walker's newest boy toy, Rico Reckless, Summer just announced that they've broken up, and honestly, I was so irritated and annoyed about all of the comments that I saw from black women saying, "Oh my goodness, they broke up? He seems so good for her." And I'm thinking, this man, you think that a man that looks and presents himself like this, he's going to have staying power in a relationship with a woman? He looks like the last time he read a book was The Cat in the Hat. Be for real. And, Summer Walker is also the perfect example of a woman that is extremely male-centered. Why do I say that, you might ask? Well, she did an interview with Sexy Red. I don't know if y'all remember that. I'll try to include the clip in here, but just in case YouTube tells me I can't post it, I'm going to go ahead and give you the gist of it. There's a clip of Summer Walker and Sexy Red talking about how they believe all men cheat. And they're just going to accept it. And really, that's a pathetic mentality to have, because if you truly believe all men cheat, and you can believe that, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But if you do think that, then why are you with any men? Why? Wouldn't it be better to protect your sanity, your mental health, and also the health of your vagina and leave men alone then? You need to be validated by a man that badly? You need a man's presence around that bad that you would accept betrayal and disrespect in your face all the time? You hate your company that much? Why can't you just pour into your children if you have them? Or get enjoyment from your friends and your family if you don't have kids? Like, what are we really saying? That type of thinking, that type of thought process is giving desperate. Because you don't hear men. You never ever hear men talk about lowering their standards or being played by women just for the sake of having a woman. You don't hear men say, well, all women are going to cheat on me with my daddy or my best friend and drain my bank account, but I got to just accept it because, boy, do I need a girlfriend. Boy, do I need a wife in my life. You'll never hear it, because women are the only ones who are brainwashed and prioritize a man over their own self-respect, morals, and downright dignity. And here's another point to talk about. We as black women have got to stop drinking the Kool-Aid that we need to give black men grace, or any men for that matter, or that we need to lower our standards, because if not, we will be dying alone. Because 99 times out of 100, that would be better than dealing with the men that people are telling black women to give grace to. I am so tired of seeing black women give piss poor, low level, busted brokies, dingy dusties a chance, and then watch their lives become destroyed. A perfect example of that is Nakia Holmes, the founder of the now out of business Turkey Leg Hut in Houston. She gave a Dusty a chance. And that man was a con artist and a fraud. Was sentenced to 4 years in prison on an IRS fraud scheme. She should have ran then. Ran, cut ties, disappeared, told him no. And, if she would have utilized what I tell black women all the time, which is to never, ever, ever, ever entertain a man that has been to prison or to jail. The only exception being a traffic violation, like an unpaid speeding ticket or a parking ticket. Anything else, he should be immediately disqualified from your time, from your life, from your space, whatever you want to call it, because men are already a risk. Men are already capable of great deceit. So why would you add more of a risk factor by talking to a man that is a criminal with no moral compass? And I don't want to hear that, well, or our men are at risk. They are in the ghetto. They are in the hood. They don't know any better. Yes, the heck they do. Growing up in the hood or the ghetto is not an excuse. They choose to be lazy and they choose the so-called easy route. Because why are the black girls growing up in the same environment but making different choices? But let me get back on track. Any felony, any misdemeanor, any prison, any jail sentence, you should never entertain him. I don't care what kind of sob story he gives you. Do you know how many black women are unalived every single day by black men who have criminal records? The majority of them have previous records. So, logically speaking, just following that one rule could have saved countless lives of beautiful black women who are gone too soon. And this isn't to say that there aren't any violent men, crazy men that don't have a record, because there are. There are. But I'm just saying we are talking about ruling out and minimizing or reducing risk. And like I said, it's never about eliminating the risk completely. All we can do is minimize risk the best way that we can. And this is the best way to do it. It's like using Summer Walker as an example of this exact thing that I'm talking about. She willingly became the fourth baby mama to a man with a history of cheating and allegations of not taking care of his previous children. But then she had the nerve to act shocked when he treated her the exact same way that he did to the rest of his baby mamas. Why? Because she thought that she was special. Turns out she was no exception. And that is another thing. The best indicator of a man's future behavior is his past behavior. If he is cheated on, disrespected, and left all of his previous women as broken baby mamas, that is indeed your future as well. I'm just really tired of women thinking that they are so special, so pretty, their body is so tea, their ex is so amazing that that man won't do the same to them. And keep in mind here, I'm not trying to make black women feel as if they're not special, because black women are extremely special to me, but not to these men, sis. And, like I said, if we pay attention to the signs, to the warning signs, to the red flags, to the things that these men have done previously in their life, and we move accordingly, that could really save so many black women from bad outcomes, truthfully. And, it's kind of like a lot of people don't want to do that because it seems judgmental. But at the end of the day, the person that's going to face the most judgment is the black woman. And no one cares when the black woman is in distress. So you've got to put yourself first. I got to put me first. I got to put me first for real. But I'm just going to give you another example. And this is actually a sad, horrible, terrible example. But I really feel like it will drive the point to what I'm trying to make home if I'm not being clear enough with it. And let me tell you, when I read this case, it broke me. It genuinely broke me. I felt her pain and I don't know how, but I felt some type of way inside. It hurt me so bad. I don't know if you guys heard about Joseph Davis. He's 34. He faces 1 count of second-degree unaliving. And even though this man was not with his baby mama and he was entertaining other women, he was upset because he thought that she was entertaining other men. So he went to her home and unalived her. Even though he had already been terrorizing her, beating the brakes off of her, she sent messages to her friends that if she's unalived, if her and her daughter are unalived, he did it. And that's just such a terrible thing to live in fear and then have that fear actually happen to you. It's actually heartbreaking. And I'll say that I have to use YouTube friendly language with this. So he poked her in the head, the neck, the left arm, the chest, the back, her right lung, left kidney, spleen, diaphragm, and descending colon. All of those things had been pierced. Now, he also told the police that she definitely suffered. And my thing is that when we hear these type of stories, some women think, not me, it could never be me, this wouldn't be my reality, when it could be any one of us if we choose the wrong person, and it's just so sad that these things happen so often that people are almost desensitized. Even other Black women are desensitized to this, And I'll just say this man had a previous record. And look at him, tattoos all over his neck, dead eyes with no soul. And I've made plenty of videos where I say that almost 99% of all men that unalive have dead, lifeless eyes like this. Eyes are very, very important to look in and to be discerning and aware of it. But my thing is, with the eyes thing, you have to be very aware and plugged in to really see it. But if you see it, you'll see it. And men with these type of dead, lifeless eyes are extremely dangerous. And my thing here is that avoiding this man that was already a criminal, already looked like a pookie. And like I said earlier, that's not to say that there aren't any professional looking men that are nuts too. But I'll just say that we can be 100% sure that a man that presents like this should be absolutely disqualified from getting 1 second of your time. And then the police found him hiding out at a woman's house that he met on a dating app a month ago. He told her that he was running away from the police, and she let him stay. And that is exactly what I'm talking about. This man is obviously a criminal on the run, and your inclination is to let him stay and entertain him. And she didn't call the police found him. And once again, avoiding men that have been to jail, have been to prison, or have criminal charges, or are on the run, that should be something that you will make no exceptions to at all, period. A 0% tolerance policy, because it could mean your life. And, once again, for the people that always tell me when I talk about vetting, how vetting, you can't do anything, it doesn't help, it doesn't work, all of these things. Every time I have a deep conversation with the woman that says that, and I ask her why, and then she begins to tell me about her horrible experiences with men, I ask every single woman, and now it's been thousands of women, and I say, hey, did you see anything in advance that gave you pause, that was a red flag to you? Well, yes, but, well, there you have it. So you already went wrong in the vetting process by ignoring something that you saw. But anyway, all I'm saying is, I'm not saying that vetting is foolproof, because nothing in this world is foolproof, But I'll just say this, and I've also said this a million times. If you're a woman and you still want to date men, know that it is a very risky endeavor. And your goal, you have to be like an insurance company, where it's all about reducing or minimizing risk, calculating risk, seeing, oh, did you do this, that? Oh, no. That's too risky. No, got to get rid of you for this, for that, for this, for this, for that, for that, for that. So criminal past? No. Previous abuse to women? No. Ever been to jail or prison for anything? No. Has baby mamas? No. Especially if you have no children yourself. Now, if he's been married to the previous mother of his child, that could possibly be it. But still, that's a kind of iffy thing. If he listens to Red Pill or any type of Passport Bro or Metosphere content, no. Even if he says I don't agree with all of it, just some of it, that means he agrees with all of it. No. If he's a cheater, no. If he's giving you thug vibes at all, Hood vibes it all. Tatted up everywhere. He's a rug dealer. Talking like he was one of the children left behind. No, 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 and no. If he's extremely aggressive, no. I remember I remember when one of my friends at the time met my current husband. She said, "Oh, your husband is too nice. He seems kind of boring. I need a man that's going to make me feel as if I don't know what he's going to do to me. He might put his hands on me. I don't know." And I told her way back then that preferring men like that was not the way to go. But she ain't listened to me, and she married a man just like that. And now she is divorced from that man. But now, guess what she has? She has herself a nice and quote unquote boring guy who treats her like a queen. But, my husband is not boring. I want to make that clear. He's definitely not boring. But I do want to say that Black women have got to unpack the trauma of feeling like to have a healthy relationship where you don't live in fear of your man beating the brakes off of you, that's boring. But, this is the culture that is breastfed to the Black community. Dysfunction, violence, and unhealthy relationships. And I just want y'all to know, aggression and the hood Black men are to be shamed. They are. I don't care what y'all say, because those tropes are always rooted in the oppression and the abuse and the degradation of the Black woman. And those type of men, you should not be attracted to them on any level. And even going back to Nakia Holmes, formerly of the Turkey Leg Hut, she said in an article, she was running her business great. She was handling everything. But when that man got out of jail, he wanted to take over and he ruined their business. And that's something else that I want Black women to stop doing. You don't need a man to lead you. And he shouldn't lead you if you know he is incapable. If you are good at something and you are succeeding and you're doing it well, there is no way you should take the back seat because he's a man or because he's your husband. A real marriage, a real healthy marriage is about where you are strong, you lead. Where the other one is strong, they handle that. And it's really just that simple. It's about partnership. Giving up control to a man that you know deep down inside cannot handle it is one of the worst things that you can do as a woman, because he will burn everything down around you. And all the while, you can see it coming, but you're ignoring it out of some outdated sense of patriarchy and the fear of being perceived as a masculine Black woman that doesn't want to be led by her man. Not to mention, he was cheating on her as well. And when a man cheats, and I don't care what anybody tells me about this, when a man cheats on you, he does not like you. And he does not respect you. I don't care what type of lies he feeds you. He don't like you. And therefore, everything he does will never be for you. It will only be for him and for your destruction. And I don't think that we also talk about how many men are actually jealous of the Black women that they have because of maybe the Black woman's intelligence or success or grace or beauty, which is why you see so many men try to humble successful, beautiful Black women in the worst way. And sometimes it starts off insidiously. Now, I might get flack for this, but I really don't care. I'm still going to say it. Just like with Ashanti and Ellie, like while he was going live looking like he was drunk or high out of his mind while she was pumping breast milk, I don't care what anybody says. That lady was uncomfortable. And she did not want him to do that. Or it's sometimes like when, I don't know if y'all saw that viral clip of Rico Reckless, the Summer Walker's ex now, how he was on stream with Summer Walker. And she told him not to comment about Kanye and celebrities. And we already know why she did it, because she doesn't want her name attached to any messiness. And which is smart, but he kept right on speaking. I don't want this video to be long. So all I'm saying is, ladies, please be careful and use your discernment. If something feels off, it is. Don't have intercourse with these men, because it can cloud your judgment and it will block you from seeing the real him. It will also keep you attached and hinder you from breaking things off quickly. Treat these men like strangers because that is what they are. Don't let them know where you live, where you work, and not all of your personal identifying information until they have been thoroughly vetted. I don't even think that you should tell them anything other than your first name or maybe even an alias, because at the end of the day, if he's a smart man and he makes it through the vetting process, he will understand why you did what you did. And I say this often, but psychologists say 6 months to a year is the maximum. And most of the times it's sooner than that. But 6 months to a year is the max that a man can hide his true colors, especially without the addition of intercourse. So if you do these things, you can protect yourself. You are not powerless. Please do not let men or women, because a lot of women will do the same thing and make it seem like you are absolutely powerless to protect yourself if you are looking for a partner. Because I do feel like it's easy for me to say, hey, women don't talk to men, don't date men, don't have anything to do with them. But I feel like, first of all, I'd be a hypocrite knowing I have a husband at the house. But number two, I do know that it's just human nature for people to want to be partnered up and be on someone and to be in a relationship with them. Now, I do know that that's not the only way that you can be happy. I understand that because it was times that I was single and I had no problems with it. But I do know that there's nothing wrong with either being single or wanting a partner. But what you have to do is, it's way more risky to have a partner than being by yourself and being a rich auntie and chilling. So if you are going to step out there and entertain men, then you have got to do a lot of crazy things, or things that maybe society would perceive to be crazy, but it's not crazy at all. That's all I'm saying. You've got to put you first, your protection first, not his feelings, not what he thinks, nothing. Because if you make a mistake, it could be your last, And I just want to say, the reason why I wanted to do this video is because I love all of you Black women. I love you Black women. I love the Black girls. I love all of y'all. And, I myself have been a victim of domestic violence and abuse and almost was unalived by my first husband. And if I had this information when I was younger, I would have never, ever made the mistake. And I never would have experienced that pain. Some of the scars that happened to me, or some of the scars that was put on to me from back then, are still on me, And I don't want to see that happen to anyone else if I can help in some way. And like I said, that's my only reasoning for this, is that I just want, to protect other girls from going through what I did. Or even at that, too, I don't want to see any Black women experience what these poor women have that I mentioned in the video. Because honestly, there are so many articles, when I look up all of these articles, of Black women that have lost their lives in the most horrific, heinous ways at the hands of men that they were talking to, dating, or engaged to, or married to, while they were pregnant, while they were with their kids, while they were by themselves, while they were out in public. So many men didn't have any problems snuffing their life out. And if I can help reduce that in any way possible, that's just what I would like to do. So please, please, please share this to any young girls or women that are still interested in dating. And when I say young girls, like young girls, 18, 19, whatever, please share this to any young women, older women, whatever, that are still interested in dating. It could save their life. But I digress. If you watched this whole video and you enjoyed it, or you were able to get some type of education from it, can you do me a favor and drop a 111 down below in the comments? And if you can donate to my Cash App above to help support the channel, that's no problem at all. I know times are hard out here and we're all just trying to make it. So if you could just do me a free favor, follow me on TikTok. I do live stream there exclusively. And also, if you could follow me on YouTube, I am on the road to 20K. I'm very, very close. I think I got like 199 more subscribers left to gain before I reach 20K, which will be a huge milestone on my channel. So if you could do me a favor and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my new uploads, and also subscribe to me, please, and also drop me a like and a comment, I would greatly appreciate it, you guys. And once again, I just wanted to say it again. Everything I do is for you, Black woman. Everything I do is for you, Black girl. And hopefully y'all can feel that. Hopefully it resonates with your spirit. At least I hope so. And as always, ladies, I love to hear from y'all. So please drop your thoughts, comments, and feelings down below.